Space tech is a giant thing. If you want to be part of it, please be. Definitely, you will be having a lot of profit. Hey, I made the time machine or something like that, right? We now time travel is possible or something like that, right? If you are not doing that, it won't be happening.
Indra Narayan Chaudhary, a space dreamer that takes flight. इंद्र नारायण चौधरी सिर्फ फाउंडर ही नहीं है बल्कि खुद एक स्पेस फिलिक हैं जिन्होंने अपने डीप पैशन फॉर द यूनिवर्स को अचीव किया है और अपने सपने को इस जर्नी के थ्रू सच किया है इवन इन द फेस ऑफ चैलेंजेस विथ हिज इनोवेटिव आइडियाज and unwavering determination, he has brought Space Philic to life. जब इन्हें याद आई अपनी स्कूल की केमिस्ट्री क्लास एंड द वर्ड हाइड्रोफिलिक, जिससे इंस्पायर होके इन्होंने अपने वेंचर का नाम रखा स्पेस फिलिक. इट्स अ रूल to the power of passion and perseverance. Let's see the entire journey. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So today's Sunday, so we planned this meeting. So everyone, like everything I did so early, I mean early morning. Now we are here, so we can begin with the podcast. I think.
Yeah. So, welcome to the podcast over coffee and chai.
Thank you
So,
for having me.
okay. So, how is your morning? Started with prayer or chai or exercises?
I like once I woke up, so I go for a walk, then come back, do my daily routine, and then I sit and start checking my emails. And most of the time, I just go to my some of the spreadsheets, like where my team members are making some of the updates regarding some mathematical modeling. So I do cross check frequently, like I mean 40 or 50 times in a day, even in between of the night. So I do these things frequently. So yeah, just done with that, and now we are here.
Okay. So, so as ma'am has briefed you about that, what we are going to ask you. So, my first question to you is, what drew you to choose Space Philic as your name, right? And
Mhm.
were there any other names in your mind? If so, and why did you ultimately choose this one only?
So as you know, like we are like as Space Philic is a company which is focusing on measuring, developing space subsystem hardware and launch service. So most of the things are relevant to the space only, and so I took this word from that. And then philic means something which is having affiniation towards something. Okay,
Okay.
so I mean in kind of love. So space philic means just who is in love with the space. So I came up with this thing. Apart from that, there's a second, I mean another analogy you can think, once I was in my childhood in my school. So my one of my chemistry teachers, she was teaching us some concept relevant to hydrophilic and hydrophobic. So there I came to learn like hydrophobic means like hydro means water and phobic means phobia, I mean fear. And
Okay.
then hydrophilic means water loving. There are some substance which are really good with making some bond with the I mean the water. So we call them hydrophilic, and then hydrophobic is something which has fear. So I came up with this analogy that I should keep some name like this, space philic. So yeah, this is what.
ओके. सो कभी ऐसा आपको लगा है कि आपने अपने केमिस्ट्री टीचर को कॉल करके ये सारी बातें बताई हो कि उनके क्लास की वजह से ही आपको अपनी कंपनी के नाम को रखने का इंस्पिरेशन मिली है एंड ऑल दिस?
uh, Never got the chance actually, but I was like I'm searching her. The name of that teacher is Parul, and once I was in my school, like in Pratap International, Keshapuram, Kanpur. Yeah. So yeah, but I didn't found her. So once I will be famous, maybe, or somehow I will be meeting with her. I mean, with her. So definitely I will be going and explaining her like all of the situation, how I kept this whole thing.
Okay. So, does the name Space Philic hold any special meaning or significance for you personally?
I mean, see, since my childhood, I'm from Kanpur actually, so I was living inside of a government colony, which was for the employees who are working in thermal power station. So I was like very much into knowing about industries. Why? Because most of the like Kanpur is an industrial hub, and there's a lot of manufacturing plant around where I was living. So there was a civil airport near to the where I was living, and then there is another uh, flying strip was there. Of IIT Kanpur actually. So each time those flights were happening, and I was curious, like I was really, uh,
Yeah.
I mean, younger at that time. So I just went to my father and asked, like, what are these things? I mean, I'm just curious. I just want to go and see how big these things are. So he said that, like, if you really want to be go and touch and you want to sit and have fun of these vehicles, so you have to be an engineer, and you have to be focusing on something like pilot or some kind of career. So since then I started uh, going inside of most of the engineering subjects, and uh, more of, I mean, I just love tinkering stuff, just not into books. I just want to try things more and more so that we can iterate much faster. Yeah, I do love planning also, so that we won't be wasting our resources. But again, too much planning means everything will be on the paper only, right? Everything
Okay.
have a defined time. Yeah, everything have a defined time. If that technology is not evolving in that interval of time, so it will be retarded. Okay,
Okay.
and every technology have like I mean retirement period. Okay, so you have to make it, you have to make it viable, and then you have to test, and then you have to deploy, and then it will be getting retired once the
Hmm.
other technology will be going to manufacture on the top of it. So yeah, so I do believe the more fast you will test and try, fail, and then retry, and then get success, the more faster things will be happening.
Yeah, that's such a good thing. Okay. So, do you feel the name specifically reflects your personality?
I mean, see, in Space Philic, the people who are, I mean, this is not just something which is remains in just like Space Philic private limited boundaries. Okay, Space Philic means the person who loves space, right?
Yeah.
So this is not just something like who is working in Space Philic, they are only the Space Philic. I mean, the space loving people. So yes, I do love space, so I'm a space philic. If you love space, so you are a space philic, right? So yeah, this is what the meaning of this thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, space exploration and aviation में इंटरेस्ट कैसे आया आपको?
तो मैंने बताया, जैसे मैं कानपुर में इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, सो मैंने बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज में देखा, लाइक इंडियन ऑयल में मैंने देखा लाइक प्रोसेसिंग होते हुए। मेरे घर के पास में फर्टिलाइजर है, सो आई वेंट देयर, आई सॉ समथिंग। So there's multiple factories. I have some of my friends, they have their own factories. So some are having gas plant, some are having uh, like uh, processing plant, food processing plant, and then some are having uh, hardware manufacturing plants. So frequently, like in my childhood, I was going with them. उनके father के साथ में हम जाते थे factories में. I was seeing everything. तो बहुत अच्छा लगता था मुझे कि हाँ, something is happening, right?
Yeah.
Or I was in direct contact with all those things, and those factories were really having mega structures. मतलब काफी बड़ी machines होती थी, right?
Okay.
And so I was curious कि like how these guys are making these big machines, क्योंकि human तो बहुत छोटे होते हैं, right? और इतनी बड़ी मशीन ये लगी हुई है, how they are making. So मैं I was very much curious regarding big structures. So मैंने फिर धीरे धीरे स्पेस क्राफ्ट, एयरक्राफ्ट को भी देखा मैंने, फिर लगा ये तो फ्लाई करता है इतना बड़ा होने के बाद में, राइट? And so I should be like I should get more into depth so that I can gather much of detail out of it. तो जस्ट या मैं इसी तरीके से बुक्स पढ़ने लगा। मेरे फादर की बहुत सारी लाइक ही वाज हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ बुक्स
Okay.
since like he was having his own library, I mean a mini library where he was having more than 2000 books. Why? Because he was teaching also, like सो उसके लिए वो बहुत सारी बुक्स होती थी जो कि बीटेक के या बीएससी के बच्चों की होती थी। सो आई वाज गोइंग विद दोज बुक्स। छोटे लाइक आई वाज इन 9th or 8th class, so I was reading those books. I was not going very much in depth, I mean for like kind of mathematics, but conceptual wise I was going very deeply, and uh, उसको करता था। देन आई वाज ट्राइंग टू डू सम एक्सपेरिमेंट आल्सो। व्हाई? बिकॉज़ मेरे घर में बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट्स भी लैबोरेटरीज के होते थे। व्हाई? बिकॉज़ अगेन आई टोल्ड
Okay.
यू, so actually my father is a chemist in thermal power plant, so he do have, I mean previously he was having a small set of laboratory equipment also. So उससे भी मैं करता था। बहुत सारे फिजिक्स के इक्विपमेंट्स होते थे मेरे पास में, लेंसेज होते थे। आई वाज टेकिंग दोज थिंग्स टू बैक टू माय स्कूल, क्योंकि लैब्स तो मोस्टली फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री और लाइक दिस काइंड ऑफ लैब्स कम्स वंस यू विल इन 6th स्टैंडर्ड, राइट?
Yeah.
बट मैं
Standard.
फिफ्थ में भी एंड फोर्थ में भी, एंड देन उससे लाइक 6th 7th ऐसे करके, लाइक आई वाज मेरे फादर के सारे इक्विपमेंट को मैं स्कूल लेकर जाया करता था। एंड आई वाज शोइंग एवरीवन लाइक देखो आई हैव दिस थिंग। होता है
Yeah.
बच्चों में, राइट? So I have something, would you like to see it? क्यूरियस तरीके से। सो वी गो आउटसाइड। उससे लेंस से हम लोग क्या करते थे कि लाइक जो फ्लावर पॉट्स होते थे स्कूल में, उसमें लीव्स होती थी, उनको बर्न करते थे, चेक करते थे कि क्या हो रहा है, समथिंग लाइक दैट। सो या,
Yeah.
दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज डूइंग।
Okay, that means curiosity and experiments, right? Okay. So, who are some of your biggest inspiration in this field?
I mean, biggest inspiration is the customer only. Why? Because see, the adaptability curve always define what kind of industry will be growing in the future. So for me, the biggest inspiration is my customer. Why? Because these customers are going to be the stakeholder of this technology, and by using these technology only, we will be creating the new generation uh, species. I mean, the kind of human species we are right now, it will be evolving, right? We are evolving. It's a constant thing. So I do think what I believe is the biggest inspiration is the evolution of human by using cutting edge technologies, whether it's in space or in the on the planet. But until unless we are not uh, focusing and uh, creating some cutting edge technology, and not using resources which are in the space, or um, I mean resources are there, right, for us only. So we have to use the resources, and this is what I think. Yeah.
Okay. So, my next question is space technology बहुत ही broad area है, as I know.
Yeah.
So, आप किस area में काम करते हैं? जैसे
So see, like
for
hmm,
example, I would
yeah,
like to mention एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स हो गया, प्लेनेटरी साइंस, स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, आई थिंक और भी एरियाज हैं, सो यू कैन मेंशन.
yeah. So I mean, see, space tech is something which is derived from aerospace industry only. Okay. And then it has multiple verticals. So aerospace is aggregated into two part: aeronautics and astronautics. Okay. Aeronautics means the kind of objects which are flying inside of the atmosphere.
ओके.
Okay. And aeronautics, I mean aeronautics, right? And astronautics means the objects which are performing things outside of the atmosphere. Okay, in the space means, and then these things are again segregated into multiple parts. So we can discuss it again. Now what we are working, we are mostly working on the system which is connecting both of the things.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a kind of like, if you are right now in Delhi and you want to go somewhere, so you will be you will go in something, right? Some train or some vehicle kind of thing, right? So
Yeah.
same, the people who want to go in the space or the object or the satellites, okay, it can be anything which has to be in the space, and we have like we want something in the space, so we try to send it in the space. So we are making actually reusable launch vehicle for small satellites.
Okay.
Reusable launch vehicle means rocket, which can take satellite in the space, and that satellite can be 10 kg, 50 kg, maybe 100 kg, but the small satellite only up to 250 kgs. And that satellite can have multiple applications, maybe hyperspectral satellite, maybe communication satellite, maybe intel satellite. It can be any satellite, but the size is the constraint, 250 kg, the small satellite. So yeah, we are working on manufacturing of our reusable launch vehicle for launching a small satellite into the space.
ओके सो यूजुअली जब भी आप अपना कुछ स्टार्ट करते हैं या करना चाहते हैं, बहुत सारे सवाल होते हैं अपने दिमाग में कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, वगैरह वगैरह, ठीक है। तो आपके दिमाग में ऐसा क्या क्वेश्चंस थे और कंपटीशन किस तरह से था मार्केट में एट दैट टाइम जब आपने स्टार्ट किया?
Yeah, so see, like I completed my bachelor's in aeronautical engineering in the year of 2018, I mean. And then I went to Bangalore. Before that, I started some of my startups also in my second year of my bachelor's. But let it be. We'll discuss some other time. After finishing of my bachelor's, I went to Bangalore, and then I started learning few skills. And meanwhile, I was working with some organization based out of Delhi, which was into space tech, but that was Section 80 company at that moment. And we were doing a lot of research, collaborative research with the research institutions and the student who were really having interest in into space tech or the aerospace things. And there they were applying for multiple challenges for NASA, and we were the people who were helping them to develop such kind of technology like moon buggy. There is a uh, there is a competition from NASA, I think so. They do these things. So we were running such kind of projects and helping student to make some kind of prototype, and then they can take those things and represent India globally. Apart from that, we were like running some other programs and challenges for the student for student rocketry project, and then a student nanosatellite project. Then there was one more project related to astronaut and astrobiotics, astro biology. Yeah, astrobiology. I really not remembering the name properly, but let it be. Yeah. So these kind of projects we were working on simultaneously, and I was learning few things relevant to my field. And then I came back to Delhi, and then there were a couple of shifts in my life. Then I started Space Philic. Why? Because I was really not getting the things which I wanted to do more of vigorous testing of technology, right? So that I can feel the rush inside of me, right? Once the rocket engine is getting fired. I'm really not more into the paper or research kind of thing. I just want to make things, right? And test it and build it. So
Okay.
I just left that organization, and I started working on my space Philic thing. And uh, since then I am doing a lot of testing, manufacturing and testing of hardware. And I'm literally feeling that rush.
सो थोड़ा सीरियस क्वेश्चन से ब्रेक लेते हैं, ठीक है? और आस्किंग समथिंग, जैसे आप ये बताइए कि इफ यू कुड विजिट एनी वन प्लेस आउटसाइड द प्लैनेट अर्थ, तो आपका इंटरेस्ट कहाँ होगा? आप कहाँ जाना चाहोगे और क्यों जाना चाहोगे?
प्लैनेट बोला है तो पास में तो मार्स ही है, राइट? एंड उसके पास ही जाना सही भी रहेगा। Why? Because some buddies are going to the Mars, right?
या
We can hitchhike or we can collaborate, and definitely we can go for a voyager together where everyone wants some kind of companionship, right? So it's a big, I mean, long travel, right? Earth to Mars or maybe some other planet, and you need companionship. कोई अकेले नहीं इतना दूर जाना चाहता है.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think the future holds for space exploration and humanity's place in the cosmos?
Yeah, I think so. I do believe in this. Why? Because see, do you know Industry 4.0?
Yeah.
Something regarding that. If not, see, Industry 4.0 is something where everything is connected with everything. I mean,
Okay.
most of the thing will be connected with the IoT devices, right? And
Okay.
uh, and these all devices. I mean, most of the IoT devices will be directly connecting with the satellite. Okay,
Yeah.
and everything will be so automated, so uh, I mean real time kind of thing will be happening. I mean, you can control things real time on real time, like you are here and you are having something in US or somewhere else. I mean, today people are doing, some people are living in
Yeah.
US. There was a case,
Mhm.
like मेरे कानपुर से ही एक केस था, like there was a family who was living in US, and उनका घर था कानपुर में, and वहां पर कुछ like some people came and they were trying to steal something. वो कैमरे से वो they were looking, and उनके पास में मैसेज पहुंचा like someone is on the door and they are trying to go inside, right? Having alarm, and उसमें डॉग की बार करने वाला अलार्म था। उन्होंने वहां से इवेंट लाइक जो भी लोग थे वहां पर दे जस्ट रन अवे। So the thing is that this is a small thing. I mean, the example I gave you, this is really a small example. इसको अगर आप इंडस्ट्री के स्केल पे देखोगे, राइट? यू आर
Mm.
you have a factory in Kanpur, and you are living in Germany, and you can
Yeah.
control, you can see everything. There are some of hazardous plants, chemical
Correct.
processing plants are there where uh, humans can't be in direct in touch. They cannot operate the whole plant, right? So उसको ऑपरेट करने के लिए इस तरीके की टेक की लाइक रिक्वायरमेंट है। देन ड्रोन टेक है, राइट? ऑटोमेटेड ड्रोन्स
Okay.
where they will be directly connected with the satellite, and satellite will be connected with the command center, and
Mm.
that can revolve the whole globe, राइट? सो इस तरीके की टेक्नोलॉजी है, एंड पीपल आर यूजिंग राइट नाउ, बट लोगों को पता नहीं है। इट विल बी स्केलिंग इन द फ्यूचर, देयर विल बी मोर डिमांड इन द फ्यूचर फॉर दिस, फॉर द एक्सप्लोरेशन ऑफ द स्पेस, एंड उसमें अर्थ बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस भी आने वाले हैं, बहुत सारे आ गए हैं और भी आएंगे। एंड उसके बाद definitely, like in US, there's many of the company who are again now they are going to this to back to the, I mean, NASA is going back to the moon, and there are some private player who are trying to go to the Mars, right? So definitely this thing will be happening in front of us only. If
Mm.
we, I mean, we should be the part, I mean, we have to be the companion of those people like who are working on the same thing, so that I mean, India can be a big partner and a big achiever, I mean, in terms of space tech or the space exploration.
Even we are not expert in the field of space science, aviation and related technologies, but in there is there a common myth or misconceptions that people have about this field that you would like to clear it?
Like in our domain, most of the things are really capital intensive and having high risk. I mean, you are a startup and you are working on developing something cutting edge kind of technology, and you need a lot of funds, right? and then you go and pitch some of the VCs or maybe investors, and uh, I mean, this is not their fault actually. What I think is, if we are not able to explain our technology and the application can be derived from it, or how Western countries are using such technology and making billion of dollars, right, and creating a circular economy. Uh, I mean, this is our fault, like the startups who are working on the technology. But in other aspect, I do believe that VCs and angel investors have to start taking risk. Why? Because it's a growing market and it will be. And I don't know why they are thinking this is a high risk project. Yeah, it's a capital intensive, I do believe, but it's really not a high risk, I mean, investment for you. Definitely, if you are betting on a guy who is really good with the technology, he do know what he have to do, right? He
Hmm.
have all the plans. He is good with the technical stuff. I mean, you can bet on him. Definitely, he will be making billion of dollars for you only,
Yeah,
and for him also, right? If
right.
someone is giving his life for 5 and 6 years without churning any money, so definitely he should uh, uh, I mean, count on that guy, and definitely he will be making something big. I mean, together they will be making something big. So this is my simple uh, suggestion or request, whatever people can take. I mean, space tech is a giant thing. If you want to be part of it, please be. Definitely, you will be having a lot of profit out of it. I mean, I
Okay.
cannot give you the examples of kind of technologies which will be uh, directly going to be changed just by using this space tech. You just start Googling, you will find it. The kind of application can a satellite do? You can't even imagine. I mean, people can't even imagine. It's a kind of
Okay.
AI. Like everyone is saying AI, ML, right? It's a next
Yeah.
generation evolution kind of thing, right? Similar with the high end tech end satellite also, like hyperspectral imaging satellite, Earth observation satellites, right? These kind of satellites are going to, I mean, change the whole thing, how we see our earth, how we see our atmosphere, how see our surroundings. You can see the kind of thing which we can't see with our naked eyes. So so definitely these things will be changing and evolving us and humping our life in a good manner. uh, I mean, changing our life in a good manner. And yeah, this is what I think. VCs and angel investors should start uh, investing in these companies. They did, but we need more, like a Space Philic.
Yeah. That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you had used our tagline that space is a kind of cool, right? So, what makes you believe that?
I mean, I just wanted to be a little bit straight to the point with this sentence, and it should be scientific and little bit kind of, I mean, uh, I mean, simple kind of, and that should be scientific also. So if you are in the space, so space is kind of cool. Sometimes hot if you are near to something, sun or some object which is
Right.
having high temperature, right? But most of the time it's cool only. So इसको रख दिया, फिर मैंने कहा सिंपल है, रख देते हैं. So we went for it.
Okay. Okay. Well, my next question to you is, what is one piece of innovation in the space industry that excites you the most?
One piece of innovation. Yeah, the one piece of innovation in space tech is, I think, the reusability of space system hardware. So previously, most of the, I mean, the most of the project relevant to space tech was really taking a lot of time due to the development of the hardwares only, right? Why? Because most of the hardware are really having big size, and for manufacturing such big size of structures, you need a lot of material. You need
Yeah.
to if there's a lot of material, you need to process a lot of material also, right? So it's a kind of supply chain game, and multiple industries are not direct but indirect stakeholder of the space tech domain. Okay,
Mm.
and space tech is something where all the engineering streams are combining together. Whether you can say mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics, communication.
Okay.
Okay, uh, you just name it, it will be there. And computer science even. And then there are some of the business is also there, right? I mean, so
Mm.
it's a kind
Right.
of not just engineering. I mean, you have to be very good with the business case also, right? So so this is the thing. So I was telling you the hardware, right? The big. So previously, what was happening? Most of the launch vehicles were like single time. They were like single time use. Okay, and you just fire them. It will go up, fall in the Pacific Ocean or somewhere near in the ocean. Okay,
Okay.
and you won't be reusing them again and again. So, so there were some previous projects from NASA and then some private agencies who were developing these things, and they did develop
Mm.
actually successfully, and they are in operation right now. So that is one of the most exciting thing. I mean, from wasting million of dollars, billion of dollars, and then saving million of dollar for the organization, right? And
Oh,
making technology much more viable, much more reusable, and much more sustainable, where everyone is everyone is getting something, right? Why? Because we are not wasting a lot of resources, right? uh, I mean, if we can reuse hardware, and so we are saving a lot of time and cost also for our customer, right? Why? Because if you are developing each and every hardware from scratch, it will take somewhere 6 to 8 months or maybe 1 year, right? Where our customer has to like they need to wait, right? Which is really not a good thing. Why? Because if that satellite is waiting, it's not in the space, it won't be generating any data. And
yeah.
if there is no data from the satellite, there will be no revenue for that specific company, right?
That's.
So
Mm.
so yeah, so I mean, if we are saving cost, we are saving resources, we are saving time. I mean, the biggest thing is time. Okay,
Yeah.
time is the major thing for the customer. Why? Because uh, if satellite is there on the table in the office, it's just wasting their time, right?
Yeah.
So time is the major thing, and if you are saving these things for the customer, I think this thing excites me most.
Yeah. That's really great job. Someone passionate about space. So, what message do you have for the young people who were dreaming about exploring the space tech?
I mean, I won't be giving this. I mean, this is not just a specific, very much a specific advice to the space tech guys only, or for the aerospace guys. This is for everyone. Okay.
Okay.
Why? Because space tech is not something कि आपने aerospace engineering की और आपने like you just went to with the aeronautical engineering or some aerospace dedicated subject only, right? It's like for everyone. Why? Because I told you, space tech is for everyone. It's,
Yeah.
right? Space is for everyone. So the kind of things or the hobbies you have, try to align those things with the uh, space. Maybe you will find something interesting. I can give you some examples. Like if you are a biology student, right? I mean,
Okay.
in 12th and 11th, you took biology, and you want to do something in bio, I mean, in space tech. So definitely there are some cool field uh, where you can integrate yourself with the space, like
Okay.
uh, astrobiology. There is one of the field where they can start looking. And then there are some other interesting I mean fields related to space system hardware engineer, where you can be uh, where you can learn a lot of things related to the maintenance and repairing and overhauling of these space system hardware, right? So
Uh,
these kind of uh, fields are here, and I just want to say like in one line, I mean, the kind of thing you want to do, so please try to learn some skills, engage those skills with or maybe with the technology, and you will be getting something definitely.
Okay. So, according to you, what is branding and why branding is important?
I mean, I'm not a marketing guy, but again, I will be giving you like the kind of things come in my mind once you call a word branding. So, so like if you are doing something right, and you
Yeah.
are doing inside of a room, okay, or in a lab, and you are just like you are keeping things innovating, right, and doing innovation again and again, and you are not uh, branding it, you are not telling anyone, you are not informing anyone like, yeah, guys, hey, I made the time machine or something like that, right? We now time travel is possible or something like that, right? If you are not doing that, it won't be happening, and people won't be able to understand your technology. There will be no adaptability, right? So I think it will be a waste of your all the resources, your all the time you invested in that, and your hard work also, right? So
Yeah.
I do what I think branding can help you in that, and if I mean, your product is really genuine and really good, you really don't have to do a lot of branding, you really don't have to brand a lot, right? It will be going through other channels also, like now
Okay.
just branding with the normal like people do most of the time people regarding customer centric product, if there is a good product, so customer discuss even to it, right? They do recommend people, please try this product, right? So something happen, I mean, this is what the branding is.
सो कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जिनसे एक ब्रांड लोगों में ट्रस्ट बना पाता है और इट इज जस्ट अ मार्केटिंग?
I think your product has to stand out, and that should be really solving a problem, a real problem actually. Okay,
ओके.
which peoples are going day in and day out, and if that is doing that, definitely that thing will be working. I mean, people will accept it.
हम्म.
The kind of value your product is having, definitely, if that is acceptable, customers are ready to pay for it, definitely it will be acceptable.
What do you think? Is it just a marketing?
No, it's not just a marketing actually, it's more than a marketing. You have to do a lot of market research. I mean, you have to do a lot of research of your customer, the kind of need they have, and the kind of values they are looking for from a product, and you should be very much clear with your value proposition, the kind of value proposition your product is having, right? Why? Because the customers who will be buying that product, they will be looking for that value proposition only, right?
ओके.
So you have to be very much specific, and you have to be very much specific with the customer you are targeting for. So it's not just a marketing, I mean, it's more than that.
ओके, दैट according to you, is customer service important or apart from the product?
Customer service yeah, this that is needed actually. Sometimes like the product is too technical, or maybe product is really uh, for the using of that product is a bit challenging, or maybe you person have to, I mean, he is not capable enough to use the product, so you have to give them some kind of I mean, some kind of, I mean, some feedback or something where they can go and check. I mean, some user manual, like, or maybe some service center or some learning center where they can start learning the
Okay.
product, and yeah, they can feel, they can use those things. It's not a time machine or something.
So, Apple's Think Different is a slogan which has created a global impact over time, right? So, Medha, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एप्पल का जो स्लोगन है थिंक डिफरेंट विच हैज क्रिएटेड अ ग्लोबल इम्पैक्ट ओवर टाइम, सो डज द थिंक डिफरेंट स्लोगन रेजोनेट्स विथ यू एंड हाउ डज इट रिफ्लेक्ट एप्पल्स ब्रांड image and target audience?
I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone has to think differently. That's what we are actually, right? Everyone is different, and everyone think differently. Not everyone can be same. You can believe some of the ideology, I mean, some of the ideology not full of, right? And apart from that, regarding Steve Jobs, I mean, I'm no one to comment on that. Why? Because it was way back, and he is one of the pioneer of the industry.
Yeah.
Whatever he said, I mean, we can accept it, right? He made trillion of dollars, right? And number of employment and a big generation which is using high tech and product on their hand and connecting each other, right? I mean, and a lot of major stuff we can do, right? So he made this generation. He made, I mean, this generation for to be ready for adapting next technological curve, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever he said, I'm accepting that. We have to think differently.
Okay. So we are moving to our last segment. My next question हमारे काम से रिलेटेड है. So according to you, नाम में क्या रखा है? What do you think when you read a name?
हाँ, मतलब लाइक if अभी स्टार्टिंग में लाइक इफ यू आर गोइंग विद समथिंग कोई वैल्यू नहीं है एंड दैट डोंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस, राइट? फिर सच में सही है कि नाम में क्या रखा है, राइट? Until unless that some kind of value or some something, I mean, some big message, right? And that name is not directly impacting a million or maybe billion of people's life, so उस नाम में तो सच में कुछ भी नहीं रखा है, right? तो नाम में अगर कुछ रखा है, so you have to make a value out of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's correct. So we will tell you a few names, and you will tell us what product that brand promotes. Okay, this is a kind of
it's a game. It's a game. I mean, are we playing
yeah, it's
some
a
kind of
game,
game?
like game. So brand name is Chumbak.
मुझे पता नहीं ऐसा कोई ब्रांड है, तो आई मीन,
हाँ, ये एक
अच्छा मुझे
होम और
बताना
लाइफस्टाइल ब्रांड है.
है, ओके, मुझे बताना, राइट? आई आई नीड टू आंसर, राइट? तो चुंबक, आई थिंक ये एक ब्रांड हो सकता है, कोई यूटिलिटी बेस्ड, आई मीन वेयर यू कैन बाय, आई मीन ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म वेयर यू कैन बाय utility things on like which you use on the daily basis, maybe something like that.
ओके.
E-commerce प्लेटफॉर्म है, राइट?
हाँ, ये होम लाइफस्टाइल ब्रांड है, प्रोडक्ट्स, फर्नीचर, बेड, बैग्स वगैरह का.
बट मैंने पहली बार सुना ये नहीं.
Yeah. So the next brand name is Happily Unmarried.
तो हैप्पीली अनमैरिड का लग रहा है लाइक इट विल बी AI बेस्ड प्लेटफॉर्म वेयर यू कैन हैव अ companion which is technological driven, right? Right.
No,
I mean, शादी नहीं. ओके, अच्छा.
no, ये बिल्कुल ही अलग है. जैसे दिस इज अ लाइफस्टाइल ब्रांड targets young independent woman and its name celebrates singlehood. It's a grooming products for women.
ओके,
Okay. So
इंटरेस्टिंग.
next brand Sleepy Owl.
Sleepy Owl, I know this thing, this brand actually. Sleepy Owl, मेरे को याद तो नहीं, बट मैंने इसका नाम सुना है कहीं पर कुछ. स्लीपी आउल, क्या स्पेक्टिकल्स का ब्रांड है क्या?
हाँ, ये एक कॉफी ब्रांड नेम है, जैसे कि नेस्कैफे, ब्रू एंड ऑल है, वैसे ही स्टारबक है. सो दिस इज आल्सो अ ब्रांड लाइक स्लीपी आउल. ओके.
ओके.
सो नेक्स्ट इज बेवकूफ.
ये मुझे पता है. ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म है.
ओके.
Lifestyle, like you can buy clothes and other utility things.
Okay. Yeah, the brand name is Heads
Oh,
Up for Tails.
the heads up for tails. कुछ स्टोरी टेलिंग प्लेटफॉर्म है क्या? कुछ बुक्स वगैरह बेचने का? समथिंग लाइक दैट?
No.
कुछ लिखने
What we
के
think, these
लिए
are
कुछ?
actually different names, right? We go for the names, we are unwrapping labels, and we work on the platform, unwrapping the reasons behind keeping the name, the stories, right? So these all are
Mhm.
brand names which has some specific, uh, which has meaning, but that is actually really very different, right? So heads of four
Mhm.
tails is this is a luxury pet supplies like foods, toys, grooming items, and all.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay,
Interesting. Yeah.
next I want to know that any closing remarks you would like to add.
The closing remark will be like, I think we have still rest of the day left, right? So
Yeah.
after finishing this, I think we have to be productive. So yeah, please be productive and please keep on updating yourself on the daily basis and do try to adopt a new technology so that we can evolve much faster as we are. Take some time out for yourself also. So this is
Yeah.
what from my side for the rest of the day. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I think we are good
Thank
to go,
you.
right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, and have a nice day ahead.